Okay, so I just have the camera rolling because I'm looking at these websites and I want to see, trying to book a flight for tomorrow, go to from Bogota to Envigado, and I want to look at the prices. Yeah, I kind of waited till the last minute because there was some delays on getting the Airbnb I wanted. I didn't get the one I exactly wanted, and some other things. So don't usually press it till the last minute, but hey, they're close by. It's nothing but a 1 hour flight, so I won't beat myself up too bad. Okay. So now we're on LATAM Airlines and says cambiate a LATAM Estados Unidos y revisa los precios en la moneda definida para este país. Si decides continuar, verás los precios para Colombia. So it's telling me that I'm on a Colombia site, and if I wanted to change the money over to US dollars. Now, the test I'm doing is I want to see if I change this over to Colombia or US dollars, will the price fluctuate? Will it be any difference? Is there some type of electronic gringo pricing going on there, so to speak? Because I think I did see catch something like this before, but it was very sporadic. I couldn't prove it, but maybe I catch it again. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it Colombia for now. Okay, so it's saying I want a flight that leaves sometime in the afternoon. My check in to my Airbnb is not till after 3 o'clock. Después, today's in la tarde. Okay. So I don't want to get there too early. I don't mind a couple hours early because I can grab a bite to eat, walk around, whatever. But I don't want to get there too early. So let's see. I'm looking for something, maybe arrive about 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Okay. So this looks like there's something right here. Let's go over this. This 212,000. Okay, 610. Okay. So just roughly off the top of my head, that's about 50 some odd dollars. We convert it over. We're gonna write that down. I'm gonna copy that. Oh, say, okay, so let's just do something like this. Latin uh COP cop, okay? And using USIP. Okay. And time, let's just get this whole itinerary right here. Okay. I'm on a USIP and came out to that using USIP. Boom. Now, so let's take that to a currency converter to see exactly what that is. Okay. So let's see this Colombian Colombian peso. So let's just say, let's put it in there. What this comes out to be. Okay. So that comes out to be US dollar. That, huh? What? Oh, you gotta take that dot out. Okay. When you put it in the currency converter, you gotta take the periods out, the separators. Okay, to get the conversion rate. So at 212,000, 212, 610, 610 comes out to $54.73 in US dollars, according to this currency converter from Google. So let's go back to the page. Latham. Okay. So now I want to go back and look at this same flight, right? In USD. Idioma English. I want to look at it in English. It's just straight gringo. Okay. Let's see what it do. Okay. Now, so that was Bogota. No. Single one way, one way. Okay. Bogota to Envigado, or it's going to say Medellin, because that's Envigado is part of metropolitan Medellin. So you land in Medellin and then transport to Envigado. Okay, so select departure date the 25th. Okay, only one way, economy, and we're gonna search. Okay, drum roll, please. All right. So what was that time we had again? We had 1:13 p.m. Okay. So 1:13 p.m. Let's just faster. We can filter through this. 1:13 p.m. Oh wow. Look at this. Look at this. 1:13 p.m. Okay. 2:11. That's the same flight. The same exact flight, right? The same exact flight is now $73.30. Just by us switching to US language, US currency, US dollars, and English language. Now it just bumped up from 50, as we saw in the currency converter, it just bumped up from $54. So now it is to $73.30 to $73. That's a big jump. Okay. That's almost a 50% jump. Okay. Just from changing those two parameters. Okay. Now let's look at that. Okay. So 73.30. Let's put that into the currency converter in Google and see what that comes out to. So that comes out to 284,726 pesos. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. So let's make a note of that. Let's make a note of that. So searching. Wow, man. Look at this. Okay. That's the same exact flight, too. Copy. Let's copy this over. Okay. So it's still using the USIP. Okay. Changes. Only changes from COP to USD and from English, Espanol, Spanish to English. That's it. That's it. All I did was, man, this is crazy. This is crazy. Wow. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. Now let's change. Let's change back to the Spanish and the Colombian pesos. Let's just change back to it and see. Make sure my eyes ain't playing tricks on me. Okay. Okay. So let's do it. Let's change back to COP, Colombian pesos. Let's change Colombian pesos and let's change it to Spanish. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back. Same thing. Let's do it again. Solo ida. Meaning solo only one way. Okay. It's Bogota. Let's put it in again. Okay. Economy. And It's in Medellin. Okay. Same date, the 25th. And Buscar. Search. Let's see. Filter the same way, the fastest, más rápidos. And see the magic that it does. You see that? Look, you see that? Look at that. Look at that. It's back to 212. Oh, it went, then gone down again now. Now it's gone down. That same trip. Bogota to Medellin, same time, everything. Now it's went back down to the 212, 610. Look, that we had originally, 212, 610. Just by us searching in Spanish and in the local currency, in COP, Colombian pesos discount. Look at that. So now let's put 212, 610 inside. Wow, man. Wow, wow. 212, 610. Wow. Now it's back down to 54.73 instead of 73.30. So look, you saw it with your own eyes, I saw it with my own eyes. There is systemic gringoism going on. And I have just uncovered it. I knew I wasn't tripping. I knew I saw this in the past, but it was a fluke, I thought, and I was rushing. I didn't have time to really dig deep into it, but it always lingered in my mind. Now I have proof, video proof, that there is electronic gringoism going on. Okay. Just by searching in US dollars, in English, we are charged more. And just by changing those filters to Spanish in the local currency, Colombian pesos, we get an instant discount. No coupon needed. Mm, mm, mm. I got to wrap my head around this. Wow. Wow. See, that's why I always say, and I'll say it again, it's important to learn Spanish. It's important to learn Spanish. You know, I know people from the US, we as US citizens, historically, we think we've been fine with this universal language, English, just knowing that. Think we all that just for knowing English, when the rest of the world know two, three, four other languages, we at least need to know another language. And the one I encourage is Spanish because it's so useful. It's used in like 21 countries. It's a widely used language. It's the second most popular spoken language in the US, and it's the primary language in South America. So this is another situation where it proves the value of knowing Spanish, knowing what you're reading, knowing the currency, understanding so that the wool won't be pulled over your eyes and you be duped like this and won't be none the wiser. Just happy go lucky. Okay, I'll pay what you want me to pay and not even realizing that you're getting screwed deep, you know? So, man, if this is not enough for you to wake up and stop being just another gringo, then I don't know what is. Okay, now I'm back. I didn't calm down a bit. And you know what? It's just, I want to test it at least on one other airline to see if the same shenanigans is going on. Okay, I ain't got time to test this on every airline, but we know the problem exists. So it's a potential for this to exist with other airlines too. But I want to test it at least with one other airlines. Let's see if we can catch them in the act too. So let's go to like Avianca, another popular airlines in South America. Let's see. Okay, so let's do the same test. Let's run that test. So right here we have LATAM. Let's put a line right there, and let's put uh, let's just put that this is Avianca. Okay, same test. What do we start with at first? The first one we started on the LATAM was with Spanish and COP. So let's start with that. Spanish, Espanol, and COP. Now it may change based on some other parameters too, but these are the parameters I'm using. Bottom line, we're seeing that there's a problem there. So, but it may exist if we change other parameters too. But this is what we're going to stick with. Okay, so now we have it over in Spanish in COP. Okay, so same thing, Bogota to Medellin. All right, so let's look Buscar on the 25th, one way, Solida. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can find a similar time on the. This is that 114. Okay, and if you don't know the 24-hour clock, otherwise known as military time, if you don't know the 24-hour clock, you're gonna have to learn that because that's widely used in South America, and actually, it's more used across the entire world than our 12-hour clock. So yes, we are the minority in that. The standard time we use, that's the minority. The majority of the rest of the world uses the 24-hour clock. So you're going to have to learn that, especially if you're traveling to Latin America, things like that. But that's another story. That's another story. So let's look at it. So 114, 214. This is similar enough like. Okay. So now we see it is 201.50. Let's copy that. Copy it. Paste it here. Where we at? Okay, Avianca. Uh, okay. So that's it. Searching in Spanish and Colombian pesos. And we still using the same USIP. Okay. I make a note of everything. I'm just winging this as I go. And at least we're seeing some things. Okay. Now, so that's that. Let's see if the price changes if we change the parameters again, just from Spanish to English, and then from COP to USD. Okay. So how can we do this? It doesn't have an easy way to do this here. Let's see some. I guess we have to start back from the beginning. So let's start back from the beginning. Avianca right now. So, okay. So change from Spanish to English. Come on, come on. Okay, and change from Colombian pesos to USD. Apply. Let's see if Avianca don't pull the same pricing games with us. Do that electronic gringoism. Let's see here. Okay, one way. All right, so Bogota. Bogota. Okay. To Medellin. Okay. All right. So let's do the search. Drum roll, please. I know that was a bad drum roll, but hey, give me a break. Give me a break. I'm revved up today. Give me a break. Okay. All right. So here we go. There it is. That 114. Now $71. Okay. $71 USD. Let's copy that. I already know. I already know. It's looking like it's higher again. Let me check the other. Let me check it. I want my blood pressure to get up. All right. So let's just put it down. Okay. All right. Using the USIP, the same thing. Okay. The only parameters, it's like we did in the LATAM test. Okay. Okay. All right. Uh, uh, Still using the same thing. Okay. And just like with LATAM, the only changes were from top to USD and from Spanish to English. That's it. So initially for Avianca at 201,550. 201,550. Okay. So let's put that into our Google currency converter, just like we did with Latin, and see if and prove that Avianca is pulling the same thing. Because roughly off the top of my head, I already know that 205 should be about $50 converted. So I already know. I just want to show you. Okay? Look at that. Let's take that period out. So that's 51.89. That's the conversion rate. So that 201,550 cop translate into $51.89. Okay. But when we searched in English, what do we do? When we changed it from cop to USD, from Colombian pesos to USD, and we changed from Spanish to English, it bumped up again. It bumped up from 50 to $71. Mm, 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 mm. So it jumped from 51 to $71 just from changing those parameters. I'm wrapping my head around this in real time because I'm just glad I caught it on tape, man. Oh, mm. Yeah, I'm just putting in the parentheses what the USD is, so I keep track of this in my mind. Having a what? Wait. What? No, that translated into no. I'm getting mixed up here. So let this is what this USD is. Uh, translates to equals. Uh, okay. Let me just go back up to this Latin just to make a note of that too. 2612. Just make sure that translates too. I just want to keep it for my records because I'm thinking a lot of things and I just want to iron it out in my head. Okay. So equals USD before. So there you go. There you have it. We sit here, we both looking at it. Approved it on two airlines. This electronic gringoism going on here. Okay. This systemic gringoism. Okay. Again, just from changing the parameters from Colombian pesos to USD and from Spanish to English with Latin Airlines, it jumped from $54.73 to $73.30 using this example on this airline example from traveling from Bogota to Medellin one way. And on Avianca, it jumped from $51.89 to a whopping $71. But there it is. There it is. I don't have nothing else to say.